Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Don't mind my hair, it's getting really long. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 34 new news and clarifications for some of the details and the release dates of things for Chapter 34, as well as new rumors for Chapter 35 and just upcoming licenses based on some of the mechanics that are introduced with this new killer. This includes a Jurassic Park theory that's actually going around right now, nothing that's actually confirmed by the devs, but people are starting to wonder. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. On Twitter, Snake actually responded to the Dead by Daylight developers and said, "So for the new map, what's going on? Is it going to release later with a mid-chapter patch, or is it going to be for a different original chapter? I love the new map, just very curious on why you decided to include it in the PTB with the new chapter." And the Dead by Daylight developers responded, "It won't release with the chapter, but I can confirm it will be coming later this year." When they say this year, I don't actually know if they mean 2024 year or at the end of the Dead by Daylight calendar year, which actually ends in June. That would be June 2025, so we can definitely expect the new map to be joining the game before June 2025. It is slightly ambiguous when they say this year. They did not say this Dead by Daylight calendar year, so I think maybe it would be for 2024 at some point. Other people in the leaking community are leaning towards them actually meaning the Dead by Daylight calendar year, but this is the actual original source of the devs and when the map is going to be released. So take this information how you will. And ever since this morning, they actually did push back the release date. The release date for the new chapter is no longer on November 26th, it's on November 28th. So that is exactly 3 weeks from this PTB. On the roadmap at the anniversary, they said that this chapter is going to be released in December. And typically that refers to the live release of the chapter, but now it's at the end of November, November 28th, so a little bit earlier than anticipated, meaning that the Chapter 34 PTB dates that Dweet actually guessed on, being this coming Tuesday, were probably actually likely correct. But for whatever reason, they released the PTB a little bit early, so now the chapter release is going to be at the end of November and not the beginning of December. That roadmap also did include the new map, so maybe that has something to do with the schedule. Like if they're not releasing the new map with this chapter, maybe that gives them a little bit more freedom and they can actually release the content a little bit earlier. Like if they're not releasing the Mount Ormond Lake Mine with this chapter like they said in the original anniversary roadmap, maybe that just allowed them to release the content a little bit earlier. And I saw this actually on the DVD Leaks Reddit, and with this all being true, meaning this Chapter 34 release, the March chapter is 90% Tokyo Ghoul. And here's the screenshot of the DVD Leaks moderator saying that the next chapter, the licensed Chapter 35 paragraph, is going to be Tokyo Ghoul. This screenshot actually comes directly from my video about this, so that's where this comes from. The fact they're saying with all this being true, they're referring to the actual concept art that we got for the Houndmaster way before the live release, way before like today. Apparently the person who leaked the concept art for the Houndmaster, we were initially told that they actually said Kayako was the next licensed killer paragraph. That turned out to not be true information. This DVD Leaks moderator then after the fact claimed that Tokyo Ghoul was the license that was leaked. So people are marking this chapter as the Houndmaster and the bounty hunter with a dog being a check mark towards Tokyo Ghoul for the March license. Recall that the Tokyo Ghoul franchise is in their 10-year anniversary for their TV show, and they said they have one more announcement left. This post was about 2 weeks ago. We talked about it in a previous video. Remember, they have this 2-part 10-year anniversary convention going on for Tokyo Ghoul at 2 different locations in Japan. There's this warehouse in Tokyo, and then there's a Grand Green Osaka venue. The reason I actually agree with this actually being 90% and not 99% for Tokyo Ghoul for the March license is because some of the DVD Leaks data miners actually think it's possible that they meant Tokyo Ghoul skins or cosmetics. Tokyo Ghoul is a manga that was turned into an anime TV show. It was leaked that there was an upcoming anime collection coming out. Matthew Cote also said that there's Japanese IPs that are probably going to be announced soon. So it seems like most likely Tokyo Ghoul is the March license paragraph. However, it is possible that this just comes in as a cosmetic collection and not an actual chapter. I'm not really sure because I don't have the primary source for the information. I would say 99% sure that Tokyo Ghoul is coming to Dead by Daylight, and probably a 90% chance that it's the March license paragraph, but there is a small chance that it's just going to be cosmetics. This is something that could be announced during the Osaka venue event for the exhibition. I could see it going either way, them announcing the collection with Tokyo Ghoul or them announcing the licensed March paragraph with Tokyo Ghoul. So we'll just have to keep an eye on things. It seems like this announcement could be right around the corner, and maybe that's even why the PTB actually came this early, because they try and space out the events and the announcements as much as possible. Something else that was brought to my attention is someone was saying, "Schmuckles, there's this Tokyo Ghoul teaser that you can see on the Withered Isle map, Greenville Square." And I went and I checked this out, and one of the movies playing on this movie theater map is The Ghoul's Lament. So people are wondering, like, is this a reference to Tokyo Ghoul? The devs teasing the arrival of Tokyo Ghoul? I mean, we did see what looked like the Castlevania anime characters on the pinball machine, and you know, some people are convinced that was a Castlevania teaser. So would the devs have actually teased Tokyo Ghoul's arrival that early? Because I'm pretty sure that's been there since the release of the map. Or is that sort of a stretch of the imagination? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Ruthless Leaks actually posted about the holiday cosmetics that we can expect this December, the collections that are returning and are adding new additions to the store: Ugly Sweaters on December 3rd, Holiday Horror on December 5th, Deck the Trails on December 10th, Bone Chill on December 17th, Winter Tales on December 19th. We have the PTB live right now for this new chapter. That's probably going to go on for a week or so. And then the Bone Chill event looks like starts on December 17th. The live release of this chapter 34 is November 28th. So who knows, maybe Behaviour will time a Tokyo Ghoul announcement with the 10-year anniversary of the anime Tokyo Ghoul and announce the Tokyo Ghoul collaboration after the live release on November 28th of chapter 34, but before the Bone Chill event starts on December 17th. We'll just have to watch all socials and see what happens. A really interesting theory that I saw on Twitter here. Someone said, hey Schmuckles, I just realized with this new chapter coming out, do you think that they'll use the new killer's power as a way to introduce Jurassic and possibly Chris Pratt? The way the tracking and the sending of the dog out, it would be a cool opportunity to introduce a new Jurassic Park power or test a new Jurassic Park idea. They could put out a legendary skin for her that changes her into a Velociraptor and a park manager or an evil scientist. If you see this, let me know your thoughts. I do find this very fascinating because actually now we have some person controlling an animal. This person carries the survivors to the hooks, but the animal can actually do some attacking. And actually in the new Jurassic World movies, the way that the Raptors are portrayed, humans are actually trying to control the Raptors. And there's even some debate for like military applications for the Raptors. Owen Grady, portrayed by Chris Pratt, is one of the characters that can control the Raptors. I don't really consider him a killer. He's actually more of a protagonist in the franchise. He does whistle and have a clicker that actually controls the Raptors. He controls when they attack. He controls when they move. It is a very similar mechanic to what we see on this new killer, the Houndmaster. So that just begs the question, do we think that Behavior's testing out a new mechanic that they could implement with a Jurassic Park chapter in the future? Recall at the beginning of this year, we actually saw that data miners actually got access to the Jurassic icons in the DBD mobile game files. This was part of a dinosaur event on Dead by Daylight Mobile. And if you've been following the news, actually Dead by Daylight Mobile is not looking very good. There's actually rumors that Dead by Daylight Mobile is going to be packing up shop. But the main thing is there was this sort of Jurassic or dinosaur event in DBD Mobile in which they introduced icons in the game files that were actually used during this event that were very reminiscent of Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I think we actually determined that likely these sketches came directly from the Jurassic version of the dinosaurs. Like this is pretty much a sketched out T-Rex of the exact T-Rex that was used in Jurassic Park. And this egg here looks like the Indominus Rex eye that we see at the beginning of Jurassic World 1. I was like, wow, are they like setting up some Jurassic Park chapter in Dead by Daylight, or do they have connections with Universal that's going to somehow allow them to bring Jurassic Park to the core game? I was just asking the question, but it turns out it was only used in the Dead by Daylight mobile game files, and this was clarified to me by data miners. But it was really interesting because the name of these game files was Jurassic, despite the fact that T-Rex actually comes from the Cretaceous period. This is something that hardcore dinosaur or Jurassic Park fans probably know. Dinosaurs are from the Cretaceous period, not the Jurassic period. So the fact that they named a dinosaur icon Jurassic is kind of a direct reference to the actual franchise for me. And it's not just a generic reference to dinosaurs. Labeling a T-Rex icon as Jurassic is definitely a reference to the Jurassic Park franchise, not to just the dinosaur era, because that's actually inaccurate. Chucky's joined Dead by Daylight. He's a Universal IP. Now we have this killer, the Houndmaster, that can control a dog and actually have ranged increased movement speeds with this animal, and the dog is not capable of carrying survivors to a hook. So could this sort of be testing out mechanics for a Jurassic chapter in Dead by Daylight, similar to how the Velociraptors are controlled in the movies? There's no question that the Velociraptors are vicious prehistoric monsters. In general, it'd make a lot of sense to see Velociraptors attacking people, just as we see it throughout the entire Jurassic franchise movies. But is there a person that could be used as someone to control the Raptors for a Dead by Daylight killer? I don't think Owen Grady would make very much sense for that. Using and controlling the Raptors for violence is actually something that Owen Grady is very much against in the films. So not only is he the protagonist, but his character does not want to do that. If the Houndmaster power is to test out bringing in animals as part of the killer for a Jurassic Park Velociraptor chapter, who would the person be controlling the Raptors? There's Vic Hoskins. He's a major antagonist in the Jurassic World franchise. He was the leader of the Jurassic World's private security force. He wanted to use the control of the Velociraptors that Owen Grady displayed to have them on the ground as military force.
Trust me, you don't want them in a field.
I just saw a bond, a real bond, between man and beast.
However, he does get attacked and killed at the end of Jurassic World 1, so I don't know if that'd make any sense. But he definitely is an antagonist and advocates for using the Raptors for violence against people. Dr. Wu is also one of the major antagonists in the Jurassic World franchise. He's an evil scientist that we actually see in Jurassic Park 1, who becomes a major antagonist later on in the series. And he wants to profit off of the Velociraptors. I don't know how evil he actually is. Like, he's definitely an antagonist, but he's not really like wanting to use the Raptors for violence, to my knowledge. But anyways, I just wanted to bring up this discussion and theory that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. Do you think this actually could be a way for Behaviour to bring in Velociraptors into Dead by Daylight in a Jurassic Park chapter? And do you think that the fact that we worked with the Universal Studios license holders with Chucky and Jurassic's appeared on the most recent couple of surveys, could this be something that we see in the future? Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want news and theories videos like this recommended to you by YouTube. That does it for this video. Goodbye.